It's a little crazy, but I knew it was a shot, and I knew it was a shot that I had to take.
Thank you for listening to Beep, I Wish I Knew in My 20s, this podcast hosted by me, a former high school dropout turned network TV correspondent who had no mentors, nobody, no big sister, you name it, no one to show her the way. So, now that I got my life together, which is debatable, I want to pour into you and make my guest, Lisa Mateo, laugh. She's an Emmy Award-nominated journalist. She does TV, radio, speaking, fitness. She had her own show where she was sitting around a table eating and talking about food with celebrities. I mean, she does everything. She covers breaking news, Wall Street, entertainment. Lisa, is there anything that you don't do?
I don't know. Everybody always asks, what's next? I'm like, I don't know. I kind of just throw stuff up and see what works. And every time someone says, are you up for this? Sure, why not?
Well, that might be the lesson.
That's what I say. Why not?
That might be the best lesson. I think we're getting our lesson real early in this episode.
20-somethings, the whole thing is exactly that. Like, did I ever think that my first on-air gig would be in a helicopter reporting the traffic? It was a little weird. It was a little weird. You know, you're how many thousands of feet up in the air?
Oh my gosh.
It's a little crazy, but I knew it was a shot. And I knew it was a shot that I had to take because it's what I wanted to do. And it prepped me. You never realize all those little places where you start, how much you learn. You may think it's insignificant at the time, but I learned everything from breaking news, how to describe a story that you know nothing about because you just got there and you're just kind of describing what happened on the scene. All those little details, just learning the nuances, the ins and out of New York City, every road, everywhere. I mean, I knew where everything was, every neighborhood. I saw the sunrise over the city every morning. I mean, it was just amazing. And from there, you just keep going. I mean, I did traffic, I did weather, I did news reporting, I did features.
You did do everything.
Because of that traffic position, someone saw me, liked my smile and my presence, and they wanted me to host their show, Celebrity Tastemakers. And it was amazing, an amazing group of people. And just those opportunities, you never know where they're going to pop up. So whatever role you're in, shine.
Wow. Great advice. So what we're talking about is your time at Pix 11, and that's where we met, but we became much closer after we both left Pix 11. And so you were there for 19 years. Were you even 20 when you started there? Were you in your early 20s? I mean, were you?
I was actually in my late 20s. I was in my late 20s.
So what did you start out there as that you ended up, ascending and doing all of these different things?
Yeah, I was always print. Like, I just loved writing. I wrote for my high school newspaper. I wrote for my college newspaper. I had an internship at a newspaper. My first at a job was a newspaper. And that's what sparked it. I was at a fire and I was like, you know what? I want to report this live. I want to go back and like I want to tell people now because this is where the action is happening. And that's kind of where that spark, came. I did magazines too. And then I finally made that transition to news. It was a seminar that was happening at Channel 11. It was something new that they were doing, and you had to apply for it. So I did. And it was just an overall view, everything from sales to marketing to news. It was a whole overall view of the entire station and how things worked, which was great for me because I didn't know, those little ins and outs. And right after it finished, they were hiring for a brand new morning show. So I left my job. I took a pay cut. I started back at the bottom as a production assistant, and I just kind of worked my way up from there.
So you said you just took a pay cut. You had to work your way up. How did you know that was the right thing?
Because I didn't want to regret a decision and always say, what if, because I knew it's something that I wanted to do. And I was like, why not? I'm young, like this is the time to do it. And you know what? Even when I'm older now, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, no, you are perennially 20 years old.
I didn't want to ever regret that and say, what if I didn't take that, because they were offering me different, opportunities and incentives to stay at the job that I was in. And I kept saying, no, I'm going to do this. And it was the best decision I ever made.
You bet on yourself.
Mm-hmm.